Is it bad if I feel like if I ever divorce Brent, he's gonna be like damn mean about it?
No, I was about to ask. Do you think?
I think he will be like a complete dick about it because when we fight, right? Wow, it's really like
I think he will. I think
he will because he's very detailed and like he is very unrelenting. When we fight about things, he's also very stubborn and he cannot see my point of view. You say nope, I didn't do anything wrong.
Welcome to another episode of Just Parenthings. Today we are talking about divorces.
Ask Cheryl lah. So only Cheryl got divorced before.
I'm separated working on a divorce.
Why don't you share with us what the process is like?
Which one? Me going after him with a lawyer, the online drama, which one?
Okay, we go like
The normal, like how do you get from separated to divorce? How do you even start?
Yeah.
How do you file for divorce? I seem very interested. My marriage is okay, guys.
Actually, it's quite straightforward. Like, how I got divorced. You want to know like what happened that
Like,
led
what's
me
the
to get
process?
What's the process?
Yeah, what's the
like in
process?
general?
You just decide that you want a divorce, tell each other you want a divorce, agree on it, and then you are legally separated from then.
No, but it needs to be like, you need to find a lawyer or what?
Oh, I filed a lawyer for my daughter. So the moment I filed a letter for my girl, that's when the timestamp itself was the date that we separated legally.
Why do you need a lawyer for your daughter?
Oh, so it was an unnecessary thing, but I just wanted to have it on paper that like my daughter stays with me and like I'm the main caretaker, but we have joint custody lah.
No, but what website do you go to file for
Yeah, like to
divorce?
officially
Yeah.
file for the
You just
divorce.
go to a lawyer and then you
They will do for
yeah,
you.
they
lah.
will do.
Oh, so you call a lawyer and say, hey,
But
I
in
would like-
Singapore, if you separate, you need to be at least, you can separate, but you still need to be at least married for 3 years, then you can divorce. So technically, until now, I'm not legally divorced yet, but I'm like getting legally divorced in October. So in October, that is when you have to go through the whole legal process again. And then let's say you have house, you need to split your house. Let's say you got BTO, you need to split your BTO.
Like your assets.
Yeah, your assets. But there's no assets. There's nothing. Yeah.
Wait. I thought like within a year you can annul. Cannot.
I couldn't now because I have a kid, right? And also my technical separation was more than a year already, like slightly more than a year.
Annulment need to have certain
Criteria.
Yeah, criteria.
Like-
Like, for example, the
Non-consummating of your
Yes.
marriage.
yeah.
Yeah. And then you have to,
So what if you consummate your marriage like within this period?
then
You cannot annul.
Yeah lah.
As in, it's after you file, is it?
Yeah.
what do you mean? Like after you file for divorce and then you consummate again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, let's say on one lonely drunk night.
No, closure. Hey,
No,
come,
I
let's-
know. I'm just
let's move on.
asking. I'm just asking in general. What is the process like?
Yeah.
It's not
I
specific
think
to you.
consummating has more to do with like having a kid. Right?
Really?
Yeah.
You know how will people know whether you consummate? One party can say I consummated.
That's why need proof lah. You cannot just annul like that. You really need proof.
Yeah, it has to be backed up quite well.
If I'm not wrong, so if you're separated, right, can you date other people?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You just can't marry someone else.
You can even get engaged. Like you can literally even get engaged.
Means you can ROM, but cannot get married.
No, you cannot ROM.
Cannot ROM. Oh.
You can get engaged. You can just get engaged and you can have a ring on your finger.
Yeah, that of course lah. That's them.
Hey, can
You
I
can
ask
get a ring
something?
from anyone.
Like how much? Again, not asking for me, but I'm very curious. Like how much to even take
File,
that step to file for divorce?
I mean, how much? Okay, I cannot speak on everybody because I feel every lawyer is different. But for me, I spent about 30, almost close 30 plus.
Okay.
The very initial one.
Then
you know.
dollars are.
What the?
30 plus dollars are like go zoo like that.
Wait.
It's different.
The
For-
very initial
Tanya, I
one when
talk
you
to
go
you.
to the lawyer and say, hey, I want to file for a divorce. That very first meeting.
Babe, it doesn't start there. It's a zoop all the way
I
down.
think was yours 30K because there's a lot of mediation and there's a lot of back and forth.
I changed lawyers once. So I had a lawyer first. And then I changed to an even better law. Like, in my opinion.
Okay,
lah.
let's assume we are both married and then we both want a divorce and we both like amicable. And no problems whatsoever. We have no kids, nothing. Will it still cost 30K?
No lah.
Then?
For me, okay, to be honest, I would just say I didn't need to file for anything. I could have just waited it out and I could have just disappeared. But I wanted it on paper. I really just wanted it on paper. It doesn't make sense to a lot of people because a lot of people ask me, why do you do this? You basically dug your own grave. But for me, I wanted it on paper that like one day, if my girl were to ask me, I have this to explain to her, you know. And like for me at the time, I felt when I decided to divorce, it was a point of time where both our careers were changing. Let's just put it that way. A lot of things were changing. Like, I started doing my own thing. Mike started going to do his own thing. And I felt like at that time, I needed to do what I needed to do. That's why I changed lawyers. And then when I changed lawyer, my second lawyer asked me, why do you actually file? Like, you didn't need to file. And I said, too late. We are here now.
What do you mean you didn't need to file?
Like, I could have just waited it out and then fight properly when we divorced. So when the splitting of assets, the custody of children, they will do a review one. Yeah.
So, okay, so
Singapore practices like trying to have both parents involved.
So I think to answer your question, the initial cost of filing for divorce
Maybe few K.
is dependent
Yeah.
on which lawyer you use because each lawyer have a different per hour rate.
Yes.
So
And the better the lawyer
The
and
more
the
expensive.
paralegal, the more expensive it is.
Yeah. So dependent on like let's say KK's example, right? I think if you have nothing to split and everything, then maybe they only take 1 hour to file to write your whatever, then you pay their per hour rate lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
usually,
feel like it's maybe go online and
no.
No.
like
Every email that you send, every email that they take time to read is money, babe. It's money. And
Every question you ask them is money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every email I sent to my lawyer was money, but they were very sweet lah. Honestly, they were very sweet. Like they had to do a lot for me. I feel that for my case was very different because when you file, you need let's say you want to use like cheating as an example, or let's say you want to use like there are many ways lah that people can file for something, but most of the time I did ask this question before. I said, okay, what if it's like, people cheat, then how do they, they
have
need
to prove
Yeah,
lor.
they have to prove. They have to
go to
dig
court
out
and
everything.
let the judge see all the evidence.
Yeah.
I have a girlfriend who already divorced long ago. Her kids are big already, but the ex has to pay her the alimony. And then this don't want to pay. Then keep going to court and then have all these excuses and then just don't want to pay. Yeah,
So there's more cost for the
Yeah, and then I always feel so like heart pain for her because imagine this person is somebody that you love the most at one point in time. And then also at one point in time when you divorced, you hated him or disliked him the most. And then now every single time you have to go and do this shit because he's not paying.
Yeah.
You are reopening all these wounds.
No, it was very tough
Have to sit
mentally.
face to face.
Yeah, it's very tough mentally.
Oh, I
so
cannot,
there's
yeah.
like uncontested and contested divorce, right?
Yeah.
I had a friend also, like they both agreed to divorce and she got a lawyer and everything, but every time to sign the paper, he don't want to appear. And she still has to pay for the lawyer fees. Wow.
No, actually, I feel people don't talk about it enough that when you decide to leave your partner, it takes the most toll on you mentally. Like I feel
And people become the ugliest when they do this. You know, you'll never imagine in a million years, right? The guy you fell in love with can be so like
Vicious,
so effed up.
malicious.
Yeah. That's what all my girlfriends who go through divorces tell me lah.
it's really like it takes a big toll on you. Like you cannot focus. You're constantly like zoning out. Like during this time, I mean, when my divorce happened, right? I feel like when I chose to divorce, like for a solid 6 months, I was on autopilot mode. Like I was just like, oh, whatever. Just pay or whatever. Just try to figure it. And I was so filled with anger and I didn't like that version because divorce actually takes a toll because nobody gets married to get divorced. And second of all, this person was somebody that you loved so much, and you were willing to love
you loved
unconditionally.
and trusted this person the most at one point, and then now this person is your worst enemy and trying to dig out every cent that he cannot pay you that he rightfully owes you for your kids. That is the most like WTF one.
But it really depends. So example, like divorce, right? You get to choose, okay, as a mom, let's say I divorce, I get to choose how much I want for myself. I can ask how much I want for my kid. Then you guys have to mediate in between, give and take. Yeah, I took a shitty deal, very shitty deal.
Do they try to mediate the couple first?
They do try. They tried. I remember this so... Okay, because for me, it was more of a case. It was a case. It's not really a divorce. It was more of a separation, caretaking case for my girl. I remember this happened. They were trying to mediate separately. So they will hear your side of story, they'll hear their side of story. I remember this super sweet lady. She was my mediator. The moment she came out and I was on autopilot, right? I was just like, yeah, nope, there's no way. Not fixing, nope, there's no way. I'm done. And then I said, you know what? And then I started trauma dumping her. The poor woman, she was just sitting like, and you know the funniest thing about
I
this
can
all is
imagine.
that-
We all can.
yeah, she was so traumatized. And then the thing is, this poor woman, like, I feel that she kind of read up about us somewhere before. So she kind of knew. She was the sweetest. Like, actually, my lawyers and all, they were so sweet. Like, the amount of trauma that and work that they had to do, because I had to ask them to dig out everything. Everything. They dug out everything. Link, open link, everything. They went into everything, you know. They spent hours collecting it and all that. And it was like, it was rough for them. Yeah, it was rough.
And that is also, you need to pay them when they open links. And
Okay, to
everything.
be honest, I feel that because I switched lawyers twice. So usually if you stay one, probably cheaper, much cheaper, but I switched once. Yeah, it was very complicated. I was not in the right state of mind. So yeah, and I spent a lot of time. You know, this took a while, like about 3 months. So for about 3 to 4 months, I was in a shithole. Like my head was just not there.
Headspace, yeah.
So all the money I made, I used to pay this lah. Okay, and sometimes my dad had to help me. But yeah, it was really, really bad. Like, it was bad. And like, you know, I remember the first time I was in Korea, the moment, you feel very anxious, the moment that you receive a legal email, you mood somewhere else already. Like, I could finish a live stream, I could be feeling the top of the world. The moment I see my email notification, I'm like, oh. So, yeah. Best way is to solve amicably lah. But if cannot, then cannot. No.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like a lot of people want, like, for example, it's easier for, let's say now Cheryl is telling us and we're like, oh, just divorce lah, you know. It's so much easier to say.
To say than
Yeah,
to
but
go through it.
the actual like
Act of it.
act of it is very expensive. Like, it will get very expensive.
It's not the it's not,
mentally.
yeah. It's the mental,
mental.
like.
There's
The
so many
load.
steps to it. There's so many things to get
No,
done.
and then having to face this person that you already like moved on from already. You
Yeah,
just
yeah,
want a
yeah.
clean break. But this person still giving you problems like my girlfriend don't want to pay the money. Then you still have to deal with him, and I cannot imagine.
It's
like,
not like boyfriend, girlfriend, y'all can just break up.
Yeah.
Y'all have assets together, y'all have kids together.
It's much like easier said than done. Like the mental toll, I really think it's the mental toll. Like people don't talk about it enough. People talk about splitting of assets, money,
you
but
need to be
actually
damn strong.
it's not about money. It's like, honestly, I would rather pay to get this person out of my life. You know what I mean? But you cannot. Like, you just have to, like, no choice. You have to listen, to be in the same Zoom call, same mediation room.
And then
Wow.
hear them talk about their reasons for not doing.
And
X, Y,
you will
Z.
know whether they're lying or not,
Yeah,
because you'll be spending
and
like
it's-
so much time with this guy or girl, and then they're like, oh no, I don't earn enough, or no, I need. You know when they're lying, but you cannot say anything because you need your lawyers to go and fight it for you. What is
Oh, yeah. I remember, like, you want to argue back, but you cannot argue back. You mute yourself. I always mute myself last time. I would just mute toggle. Then I would just
So
step out of the
draining.
frame. And the thing is, like, okay, in Singapore, the rule is, example, when there's a mediation, you must be on camera. You can off your camera. So you must be on camera and listen the whole time. So I sometimes can listen for hours. Like, just sit down there and listen for hours.
yeah, and
And you want to sneeze, you must tell them, I need to sneeze. And then you go out of it and then you come back in again. So you must always be paying attention.
God damn it.
Yeah, it was so, it was an experience, expensive experience for me.
Yeah,
and
I'm sure you grew up a lot.
Yeah, but I feel after that, I just became like somebody else. Like,
Confirm,
divorce
for
makes
sure.
people different. I met
Yeah,
so many
yeah,
divorced
yeah.
people, and like, okay, I also talk to a lot of divorced people. So I have people kind of ask me, like, how to apply, and I feel like women check out mentally like 6 months before they actually throw the trigger. Yeah, I feel so like I have
Agree.
women in my DMs, like moms, they're like mothers of 4s, mothers of 3s. They find out their husband's cheating, or their husband's like doing funny
They're
things
already
outside.
planning,
They're
they're
already
already-
planning to leave, and they're already asking me for like, can I have your lawyer's number? And I know it's so hard for them because as a woman, you don't really want to leave.
And break up the family for your kids.
I
But
think
you
the
have no
worst-
choice.
The worst part is when you're still in love with the person and you
Nah, babe,
don't
the
want
love will
this.
disappear one.
Yeah.
Like, it
No,
disappears.
but like it's like maybe it's not the woman who filed for divorce. Maybe it's the guy
Yeah,
wants to
yeah.
leave the wife because he has somebody else. And as the wife, there is nothing that can save this marriage already because he don't want the marriage. But you still love this person, but you have to do it. Wow.
It's
my
expensive,
heart.
guys. Marriage is an expensive thing.
I mean, that's why it's so important. That's why preferences are very important. Like your when choosing the right husband, choosing the right wife is so important,
I
right?
didn't know, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And like,
Don't apologize to us, man.
so I recently like reacted to a reel, right? And this reel was an interview done at Kampung Glam, where this Malay guy was interviewing Malay people outside the mosque and asking them, how long should you date someone before you marry them? And everybody was replying like 1 month.
Yeah.
1 month is enough. You know, another guy said, oh, marry first and then get to know the person after.
What?
So when I saw this, right, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So when I reacted to it, I'm like, do you know like the highest divorce rates in Singapore? You know which race is it?
Malay.
It's Malays.
Really? I didn't
It's
know
Malays.
that.
I googled this shit before I reacted to it. AI told me it was Malays lah, okay?
Why though?
Right, so what I found out is that because it's haram to date in Islam.
Oh.
So you need to...
Oh, so it's like they have a lot of girlfriend, boyfriend lah. But
Yeah, so-
yeah.
No, but
And then
cannot...
they F up already. Yeah. They F up the marriage, but actually these are like them trying out these people like our girlfriend, boyfriend. Then
Yeah,
cannot make it. That's why they keep breaking up.
Getting divorced.
Yeah.
I got
So
it,
they get married
Yeah.
to make it haram, to make it halal.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't work out, then it... So like for example, that's why arranged marriages are like, you know, quite a thing in Islam. Yeah.
Even in Singapore now.
There are people who still very much do it lah.
Different cases also lah, uncontested separation, uncontested and contested lah. If it's uncontested is the best, I think. Then contested is where you have to go. Then they would... Okay, so if I remember correctly, if you go, you know, to take it up, you have to go for like somehow a mediation. They will try to mediate you.
And try to stop you from doing it first.
Try to get the family back together. They were trying to like, hey, why not get the family back together? Because it's family court.
Yeah.
Okay, they will try to get the family back together. They will try to like... They will just explain to you, and then your lawyer, of course, tell you like, okay, you know, you have a choice, but of course, if you were to not do this, it will be cheaper and like, you know, stuff like that. But for me, at the time, I was like, no, I don't care. You know, because again, you're on autopilot mode. Yeah, I don't care. Whatever, just keep going. So it's like, wow, I think I went for about 2 to 3 sessions of mediation, and it really failed. I failed. So in the end, like, I'll say, yeah, no, I just won't budge.
But was he like mean?
I mean, you got see in the Instagram story he posted, he said I'm evil at the time. But I mean, again, like, everybody in the situation was also dealing with something. I know,
Yeah.
I did think about it, I reflected on it. Like, not only was I dealing with something, he was probably dealing with something too. And not to make excuses again.
It's just one is the lesser of both evils lah. You know, like I feel like in divorce both will be evil. Right?
Yeah.
And I understand why sometimes guys fight for like to pay cheaper or whatever. Yeah, because like sometimes maybe
They
what...
really don't love you already.
Yeah, that's one. And whatever the girl is
Hey,
claiming doesn't make sense.
I didn't ask for any alimony. I take nothing. I only take for my daughter. Nothing for me. So for me, that's why I say my deal was a bit more... I guess it was kind of easy to settle because for me, I told my lawyer, the first thing I told my lawyer was, I don't need money. I'd rather not take money. I just want my girl. Yeah, so my lawyer told me that it's stupid. Like, why are you like that?
Yeah.
Is it bad if I feel like if I ever divorce Brent, he's gonna be like damn mean about it?
No, I was
no.
about to ask. Do you think?
I think he will be like a complete dick about it
feel
because
like-
when we fight, right?
Yeah.
Wow, it's really like
I think he will. I think
I think he will because he's
will.
very detailed and like he is very unrelenting. When we fight about things, he's also very stubborn and he cannot see my point of view. You say no, I didn't do anything wrong.
You know, I have a
Yeah.
family, like somebody I know lah, okay? She's divorcing her husband, okay? They have 2, they're like kids. The divorce is so sad. Like, she's not getting anything, no house, nothing. And she's just working her ass off every single day. And it's not that her husband cannot pay, you know. He just refused. He refused unless she don't want to get divorced. So if you want to sign the paper, you must just agree.
So if I'm not wrong, right, how they count the money, right, is let's say now me and you get married, your lifestyle changed because we are married. Maybe because I'm rich or whatever it is, right? I have to pay the difference once we divorce. So for example, because we are married, I buy the groceries, I buy the car. For example, house mostly I pay. Okay? Then because of these 3, your lifestyle gets better, right? You have a house, you have a car and everything.
Yeah, groceries.
Yeah. So now that we divorce, you are losing all of these things, I need to pay the difference. So based on how much you earn, how much the groceries or whatever, I need to give you that money so for you to live, if I am not wrong.
Does the
I'm not
woman's
sure.
income, like, if the woman's income is higher than the guy's income, then does the guy still have to pay the woman?
I think
Alimony, yeah.
I think yes. It's
I think
a
yes,
responsibility, especially if you've got kids.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure on that, but from what I heard is you have to pay the difference, and usually it's like the usual asset, your house, your car.
But do you think it is like a sign of the guy loving you if let's say you are the one who call for the divorce and then the guy says just give her what she wants?
No, I think that is a respectful man. It's not a man who loves you. Maybe he used to love you, but he is respectful enough. Because I have a friend that got divorced and he gave his ex-wife everything she wanted. And a lot of his friends asked
But
why
was it his fault?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
No.
you must see
Their
who's fault
marriage
first.
ended because they just both grew apart. Like they just both were in different countries and then they just grew
drifted.
apart. They don't have kids. But the thing is, because when I met up with him for dinner before,
But
I
like that
asked him.
is also somebody's fault or both their faults for not working on it. He also know he never
They
tried hard
chose
enough.
not to.
Yeah.
And I asked him, why did you give her like, he gave her a lot. Like when I say a lot, I mean like, a lot. Like more than half of whatever he has. And then now she's like starting her own business and everything and he's the one still working. And I asked why and he said, actually it's out of respect for her. The fact that she chose to marry me when she could have married someone else who would have given her more. The more time, the more everything.
I don't think Brent would think that.
That's a man, guys. No, but I feel that if kids are involved, it's different. When there's no kids, it's also different.
Look, let a man answer this, but I'm not married lah, okay? But it really depends on the man lah. Like, again, depends on whose fault. Okay? If
Okay,
it's,
let's say no fault.
okay, then we grow apart, right? And then if let's say she asks, I will give until it gets ridiculous. Until like, hey, like, we agreed that we are gonna divorce so we can live separate lives. Why am I suffering more when we both agree on this? Why must I pay for for things that I don't think I'm responsible for lah?
Let's say you have a kid.
Let's say you have a kid.
Kid, then I will give. Like, bopian lah. This one is
You'll give anything she want.
not say anything she wants. I will give anything the kid.
And you pay for all the kids' necessities.
Yeah.
And maybe a bit more.
But what about the fact that she carried a kid for you all these months? Like, yes, it's your child.
I don't think my husband will think about that.
I also won't think of that.
Yeah.
I mean,
like he'll be like, it's over.
yeah, divorce is like very like factual, right? Like, okay, the kid needs this, the kid needs this. Okay, I'll pay. But then at the end of the day, I also will ask, what does my wife contribute? I will need to ask what? I'm paying this.
Let's say your wife that you're divorcing takes care of the kid lah.
Okay, let's say
Co-parenting
like she's paying for daily expenses, daily meals and all, and then he needs tuition, for example.
I pay.
Ask you to pay. Okay, then
And then let's say she got helper at the house. You got 2 kids there with her.
Okay, let's say her rent.
Your
But
kids
kid
are living
stays
there.
Yeah.
yeah. And then like few months later, she
Guys,
said
you
the
You
kid.
better think twice who you marry.
Few months later, she say the kid want new computer. The
Split
kid
oh.
want guitar lesson.
Okay, yeah, okay. Then necessity, okay, like home rent, right? I feel like I shouldn't pay full rent lah. What the hell?
But your
I'm not
kids
gonna
stay
pay
there.
for my like if I'm paying for maid, then someone needs to pay for the rent lah. Like discount can be discussed one what?
Wait, you stingy man, yeah?
Hey, what the hell? Why got stingy?
But I get what you mean.
In
because
Chinese
you-
tradition, I tell you Chinese tradition.
yeah, tradition.
Chinese tradition, right? The truth is, if let's say as a woman you carry a child, and let's say you are taking care of the child, you are a full-time housewife, you don't have a
Yeah, the
job.
guy pays for everything.
Yeah, the guy is paying for everything.
Yeah.
So if let's say you divorce and the kid is
How
staying with
lucky
you,
are our guys?
Why is it wrong for the woman to want to squeeze the guy dry, but when it's wrong when the guy is being calculative?
No, but we're not squeezing.
You're not squeezing.
I know,
squeezing,
but what? Pay for the maid, everything, pay. It cannot be what?
The guy gets to live with his new chick without the burden of sending the kids to school, taking care of them, all their daily shit when they are
That
sick.
is on the case if the girl wins the custody lah. So if the guy win the custody, how?
Yeah, there's a girl
usually
need
it
to pay
will go to the
alimony.
mom one. Always mom because
No, I go to my dad, 3 kids, 3 boys, all that.
Who is more financially
Yeah,
able
yeah.
to support the kid lah?
Yeah.
mentally and financially.
And then does the woman also need to pay alimony to the guy?
No.
In this case?
I don't think so.
No,
I
no.
never heard that.
Okay, really it depends on the marriage. Like example, if the guy was the one who filed, I mean, realistically, I feel if the guy was the one who filed because like let's say the guy was being serial cheated on by this woman, and she was mentally, verbally abusive, and she's the one that's the main breadwinner of the family.
No, I don't think. I think Women's Charter. There's no.
Really?
Is the
In
guy pay the
Singapore?
girl? I think so. I'm not very sure.
Then that's very sad.
It depends who
Actually,
the
no
girl
wonder
is
guys
also lah. If during the divorce, my ex-wife or wife or whatever it is, right, say like I'm an independent woman type shit, right, that one I will really fight. You don't ask me for anything. I will fight.
Annoying.
You want to be independent, right? I take the kids. I take everything.
You know,
better find your own house.
guys. You know what this tells us? Be very careful who you marry. And
Correct. That's why when I saw that video, I was like, what the hell are you guys talking about? You guys are choosing a life partner. Have we not seen so many divorces? My parents are divorced. Dude, I feel like my mom chose the wrong man. Because when they got divorced, my mom was an occupant of the house, not even the owner.
Yeah, but you know when people are young and foolish and in love, if everybody made the right choices, the world will be perfect already. What?
Yeah, I know.
Right.
But you know,
But I feel this very targeted at me.
No, I feel
no
a bit
lah.
targeted too. I feel
No,
attacked.
I dated like all these like terrible guys also. What?
No, but to be fair, I feel everything does happen for a reason. As much as, now in hindsight, I would say, please get to know a person properly. You
you
don't
need
rush
to
into
fight.
it.
Need to fight about everything. Fight about money.
I
Fight
do agree
about
with
this.
KK though. I feel like if I look at my husband and I, if we ever divorce, I think it can be very ugly.
Confirm one,
very
yeah.
spiteful and very ugly.
You know, this is, I have this theory, right? Whether you're choosing a friend, a good friend, or a life partner, a boyfriend, a husband, you always have to look at how this person's bottom line when they are pissed AF.
Yeah.
When they are the most angry, how they treat the person they hate the most is how they can one day treat you.
yeah.
That is
Damn,
important.
this is
to me.
some good
it
life
is
advice,
really,
guys.
That
really,
is-
really.
That's why I'm very careful with my friends now. If I see how they are to the people that they hate, right, I know I'm going to kena this one day. So nope, I will stay damn far away from these people.
This is a very good life lesson.
Yeah.
Like
No,
really.
really choose
must
your
see.
husband. Like somehow you need to
Even
choose your
friends.
husband correctly for your kids also, right?
You make the one mistake. After that, you won't make any more mistake.
But sometimes that one mistake is like stays with
You have to
your
pay.
whole
You
life.
have to pay the price, lah. Like I'm still paying my price.
Those of you not married yet,
Please. Think
all
about
the red flags you can just bye-bye already.
Yeah.
Don't think they will change.
Don't question the 30 plus year old. Why are we single? It's exactly because of this. Because we want to choose the right partner.
Oh, is it?
Look at me,
Yes.
I married late and I feel I married the best person compared to the previous people that I dated.
Yeah, and age also plays a
Yes.
huge part in this. Like men and women also. I feel like for men, the later you get married, right, the more confident you are with your choices. Because like you
You
already
know what
went
you
through.
want.
Yeah, you really know what you want. You know what to look for in a woman, and then you will really like. For me, I will want to push my whoever I want to marry to the limits. Really,
Like
to the-
guy, you're
that's
crazy.
What do you mean?
like for example, like I said, we need to fight about a lot of things. Like I want to see how, like your
Yeah,
example,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
how you
yeah.
treat your friends, number one, right?
Yeah, and
number
how you
two
treat
is,
your worst enemy.
yeah, I will.
Push her to the limits. You feel like you're gonna make your wife go crazy, no?
I will.
To see
I
how
might.
she'll react.
I might even lie that one day I'm not making money and see how my wife behave.
Dude, why
This some.
Hey, I
some,
want her to marry.
Trauma.
This some Chinese
Manipulate
drama
her.
shit, man.
Hey.
Like.
You're like some manipulative.
Hey, because I know if let's say if
If you date Dew, you know this what coming.
But you are married already, what?
Girl, be
no,
careful.
as in my girlfriend, whatever is the person that I choose to marry, right? Like
Must pass all your tests.
yeah, because I know myself. If let's say my girlfriend is broke, right? I will make differences in my life to go and support her. And you don't say it's a man's responsibility. It is not. If you're not my wife, it is not. It's your own responsibility to have your own money, right? But it is. If you want to test my loyalty in that way, like I'm cocksure I will stay with you. I will stay with you. If you want to start business and you say, hey, I need to we need to eat cheaper, whatever. I'm with you, girl. We eat like chicken rice every
But what
day.
if you find like someone else?
Yeah, so that's why.
Then you still have to pay for her.
Yeah, so that's why whoever I date, like I want him to I need to test like, hey, I got no money, like can we eat chicken rice? They suddenly say no, I don't want, cannot.
Aya, you think so easy? Later the girl testing you also. Hey, she's smarter than you and testing you.
Everything she okay, married, then boom, change.
I mean, I met a lot like that. I met a
Oh,
lot of
you know
friends.
who you remind me of? You remind me of this one guy who wanted to test me and see the worst side of me.
It's important.
I mean,
No,
you
but
you would think that it's a bad thing for people to do, but it's so important. You experienced it. You were so in love with this guy, married him after 2 weeks. You never seen his ugly side. Now you've seen.
Okay, but I feel like you don't need to test. I feel like if you date long enough, these things will naturally come up.
Red flags are very obvious. It's only whether you want to see them or
correct.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
You choose to see them or not.
I really honestly think I am not wrong if I really want to test this person.
When I was in my 20s, I dated very briefly this guy, and he got angry with me over something damn stupid. I was planning for a trip with my NUS. I was in a pool team. We were just planning a trip to go Bangkok with everyone, like girls and guys. And he flew into a ridge, and then he started driving fucking fast.
Oh my God.
I told him drop me home, and then I never ever replied him again. Yeah, I told him, if you want to die, make sure I'm not in the car. You can go and kill yourself, but don't endanger my life. And make me feel so scared when I'm inside. Then that's when you know already. I was like 1-2 weeks into it only.
So we've come to the end of this episode. If you have anything to say or if you have anything to share, please comment down in the comment section below. Don't forget, we're also on Spotify. So yeah, we will see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Don't get married!